Hi guys, welcome to another video. I have seen a lot of videos recently regarding toxic nature of luxury, toxic closet tours, leveling up to become a better woman in the luxury space, and lots of things just in and around the toxic nature and culture of luxury in general. Unboxings after unboxings and overconsumption and everything like that. So I wanted to find out what all this was about. So why is everyone talking about this? Let's get going. So I have seen a couple of videos recently. They're not the sort of videos that I usually watch. And I have also said this in one of my videos recently regarding luxury YouTubers who have left the luxury space and gone on to content which is more about shopping addictions and how to change your buying habits and becoming more minimalist. I never can say that word. So, and I've said in that video, yeah, that content is just not for me, and that's okay. That is okay. But anyway, I've seen a couple recently and I will link them below. One in particular by Anna Bay, I think she's called. And yeah, I don't know why, but I just clicked on it and watched it. And yeah, she talked a lot about the fact that watching all these closet tours by, I don't know, some of the big celebrities or the big influencers has become really, really toxic. That she was talking about why we want to watch these closet tours, how it makes us feel, that we feel inadequate as the local, what does she call us, like if you're the Joe in the street, that yeah, we don't feel, we feel really inadequate, or we want more and more and more, because if I want to be a successful woman, I need to have all these things and show the world that I've made it because I've managed to get a Birkin or something like that. So she was talking about all of those things and that how toxic it has become, and the fact that at what point does it become toxic, and why do we need all these things? We don't need any of these things. Anyway, I'll tell you about my thoughts a little bit later, so hang fire for my thoughts. But yes, her video was on the premise of, you know, it's toxic and everything else, and that she has had this awakening that she no longer wants to be the luxury sheep. She no longer wants to follow everybody else and do what everybody else is doing, because it shows a lack of self-awareness. That she talked about it, that overconsumption has become normal, and it has been normalised by everybody putting all these things on YouTube. And she's also talked about her own, that she feels she had a weak sense of self. So again, sort of a lack of awareness of what she was doing, and that now obviously she's had an awakening and she's downsizing and she's selling all her things, so you can go and buy all her things if you want. So yeah. So what are my thoughts on this? Well, I have done two videos, one that I've mentioned regarding luxury YouTubers that have left the space and they have now seen the light, and they are telling us where we can see the light too if we follow their path. I find that quite patronising, and sometimes, for some, not mentioning names, but it can be quite insulting, because it's as if when that person has seen the light, they now need to impart that knowledge into all of us who obviously are not self-aware enough to know that we haven't seen the light yet. And I find that a little bit patronising, because I believe, like most things in life, that there is a myriad of reasons of why people do what they do, and they can do whatever they want to do. So for me, we don't all buy luxury for the same reason. I did another video a while ago which was talking about why I buy luxury, and it was things like reasons of, you know, I reward myself, certain things have a sentimental attachment, but at the end of the day I buy them because I love them. I just love them. I love the history behind the brands, I love the research, I love the catwalks, I love to see what trends are coming, and I love the things. So yeah, I don't think that I personally not self-aware enough to know that any of these things bring happiness. Of course they don't bring happiness. Of course they are just things. They are just bags. It doesn't mean you don't get that little bit of enjoyment when you finally pick one of those bags up? Of course you do. If you don't enjoy it, you shouldn't be buying them, should you? Because it should bring you joy, and that's okay. But there's a difference for me between it brings you some joy in the moment and it bringing happiness. Of course it doesn't bring happiness. Happiness comes from all the other things in your world that you're doing, and that you're doing with friends and family and all of those things. And there's a bit in my bio on my Instagram, go follow me on there if you want to, where I class myself as a luxury lover, and I am. And I also say, but there's more to me than handbags. And there is. I promise you there is. I'm just showing you a little snapshot of my world. And yeah, I'm finding like-minded people who love these things too, and they want to know a little bit more about them, about the trends, about the quality of them, about the review, the wear and tear, what fits in them, my thoughts on them, all of those things. So I don't know. I just think that everybody has their own reasons for doing whatever they do. If you guys out there are feeling like you're unhappy, or you're lonely, or you're trying to fill a gap, and you've got a very toxic relationship with your buying habits, then absolutely make some changes. And that might be, some of those videos might be helpful to you. But to tar everybody with the same brush, as we say up north, and assume that anybody who buys luxury must be lonely, or they must be sad, or they're so self-unaware of what's going on, or they have a weak sense of self, or whatever these phrases are, and that we need to level up and we need to be more intelligent, professional women. And all I would say is that I stood back from my career after 30-year career about 18 months ago, and that changed my world, because I was very, very unhappy at that point in my career, and I have not regretted that, and I am happier now than I have ever been. And that's why I get really emotional, because there's a lot gone on in my world, and I've made a lot of changes, and none of them are anything to do with any of these things. They're all other things in my world, changes that I have put in place to just be happier inside, and to try and love life and try and love myself, and that's been very, very hard. However, I probably have bought more bags than ever in the last 18 months, and that is not because I'm unhappy, because I'm the happiest I've ever been. I've made a lot of changes, but I just love these things, and they bring me some joy, and that's it. And that's okay. So yeah, my message with this is, don't worry about what you see online. Don't be influenced by somebody telling you that you're unintelligent for buying these things, or somebody's telling you that you're an addict, or you're unhappy, or you whatever, you're a sheep or whatever. Buy what you love. If you see something that inspires you and you would like to buy it too, go do it. If it's not for you, don't. But just, yeah, I think there's a little bit of patronising behaviour there, of assuming none of us are self-aware, and I think that does us a bit of an injustice. So that is all I would say. And my final parting point on this is, it's interesting how a lot of these YouTubers are still talking about the luxury space, even though they're trying to leave the luxury space. I'll leave you with that thought. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on another one.